Hello and welcome to Year 5 Spring Term Curriculum Meeting. It's my job to talk you through the different things that we're going to look at over this coming 2 half terms. So, you might have noticed the Harry Potter background. I'm sure the children talked about it already. We've had a great start to our term already in terms of looking at cut, lights, camera, action. So that's our topic for this first part of spring term. After half term, we've got Out of This World. Okay, so Lights, Camera, Action focuses a lot on the history of film as well as using Harry Potter as our key text. We use a multitude of objectives from the national curriculum that link to art and design and technology. We look at lots of things on Scratch. We do some nice artwork around one of the illustrators from the illustrated versions of The Philosopher's Stone. It's a really fantastic topic, and I think the children are really enthused already, so I look forward to seeing what else they produce. After half term, we're looking at Earth and space, so our topic is Out of This World. It's a science-based topic, so it's looking at the planet, the surrounding solar system, with a strong emphasis on science. That links to our science topic as well. Okay, so moving swiftly on, that links nicely because then I can talk about the science that we're covering. So in this first term, we're looking at forces. So we're recapping all things forces, building on that year 3 knowledge where they were looking at friction and magnets. We're now going to be moving on from friction onto water resistance, air resistance, and an in-depth look at gravity and its discovery. And then after half term is looking specifically at space, where we'll be looking at lots of different investigations into space and getting a greater understanding of our solar system. In numeracy, we're going to be looking at, we're just finishing up our unit of area and perimeter, and then we're moving rapidly on to fractions and decimals, moving on to percentages, and then transformations, thinking about shape, and trying to link as much as possible to our topic that we're covering. So we've got some Harry Potter maths, we've got some space travel maths, so some really nice topic maths going on. In addition to our math lesson, we're also going to continue with math meetings, looking particularly this term at written methods of multiplication and division, just to make sure those children are really secure on those. The children need to be practicing their times tables still. It's really important that when we're building these blocks of knowledge in our maths our working methods, that we have that really core understanding of times table. And we're obviously still testing children on their times table tests each week. However, it would be great if they were practicing on a regular basis at home. In literacy, we've got a range of fiction and non-fiction. So we've got Harry Potter as kind of our key text, linked to our guided reading and literacy. However, we're kind of dipping in. We're not going to manage to get through everything in the 5-week term. And very excitingly, after half term, we've got a book called Cosmic, which is space themed, but it's really fantastic. It's very humorous. But we've also got some non-fiction that we'll be looking at within both topics, and some poetry as well. Spelling tests are being sent home every week on a Wednesday with your homework, and being tested again on Tuesday. It would be really, really great if we were making sure that we were practicing. And you can log that either in your link books if you wanted to practice in there, or through your homework, just to make sure that we are getting those keywords. Lots of them are from our Super Spellers list, also the national curriculum age-related expectation words, and just general things that we've picked up in class that children are struggling with their spelling. Reading would be really great if we were making sure that we did that on home. Lots of people are logging in their link books again, and we can start awarding merits and dojo points for those children that are regularly reading and parents have signed in their link books to say they are. It makes a huge difference, particularly in terms of children's vocabulary, so we would really encourage it. Super Spellers are being tested once a week, so children are working through those badges still, trying to achieve those. So again, some of them come out in their spellings, but obviously if you need a list to take home to practice independently if your child's working on a particular badge, do let us know and we can share that with you. In terms of our spelling, punctuation and grammar, there's a particular objective each week. So this term we're focusing on sentence structure. We'll be looking at lots of things like relative clauses, relative pronouns, and moving on to parenthesis. All will become clear as we start working through, so don't panic yet. And again, continuing with our weekly handwriting sessions, looking particularly at letter formation, making sure children's letters are really clear, and also key joins as well. Moving on to our next sheet. There we go. Very tricky. We've got an overview of some of our foundation topics here. So computing, we're looking at using Scratch, which will delight many of our class because I know how much they enjoy using programming in Scratch. So they will probably be teaching us more, that we'll be teaching them. but they're going to be looking at designing a quiz using in a response to a given task and implement it as a program. Sounds very tricky. They've already got to grips with it already after lesson 1, so we're really excited about what they can produce. In RE, our focus question this term is, what would Jesus do? Can people live by the values of Jesus in the 21st century? So we'll be doing lots of investigation around that question. In PSHE or RHE, we're looking at similarities and difference, our relationships with others, as well as self-awareness, managing feelings and empathy. That builds upon looking at our strengths, which was last topic, but also then thinking about our friendships as well. In PE, we'll be learning social skills, as the children will develop and apply their dynamic balance on a line and counterbalance with a partner. So again, it's that key cog that we're looking at social skills this term. They have outdoor PE on a Wednesday and indoor PE on a Friday, so it needs to make sure that they've got their suitable kit on both days. It is obviously very cold at the moment, so if we can make sure that they've got jogging bottoms and a hoodie or a top to make sure that they wear in PE, that would be brilliant. In Spanish, Mrs. Southall will be building on the knowledge of family and developing that skill of conversing with another about ourselves. And the children are getting on really, really well with their Spanish, so we're really pleased with them. In terms of reading, we've got a weekly slot to visit the school library on a Tuesday. This is where children can get a book out from the school library and bring it home. There is also class library, so children are encouraged to have 2 books at any one time, just to make sure that they have something that they're interested in reading. Obviously, we've sent home bookmarks that sort of have prompt questions on to support that discussion, where we mentioned here about discussing what you've read together. So if you are using those bookmarks, fantastic, Dojo points to you. But if you are short on one of those, let me know and I can share that with you. So again, our home learning homework set on a Wednesday to be returned by the following Tuesday. It's important that children engage with this. Lots of this is linked to our upcoming lessons. So there's a topic in there that might be linked to the following week. So it would be brilliant if you could make sure that the children engage as much as possible with that. Link books need to be in on a daily basis, so you can please make sure that you have your link books in on a daily basis. Class Dojo obviously is use of communication, and myself and Mrs. Southall are there constantly if you need to contact us via that. Just some key dates to skim through very quickly. You can see some of these have been shared on the newsletter, but there's some kind of specific ones that are in relation to our classes. We've got road safety awareness happening this week. We've also got fire safety talks from the fire brigade coming in, which is really exciting. And for 5MS, the class assembly will be shared via Dojo at the end of this term. And then we've got half term, we've got book week, we've got the school trip, we have come and share, where you can come and visit the classrooms and have a little look at the children's books. Parents' evening is upcoming in the middle of March, and then we've got science week just before the Easter holidays. So if you have any questions, Mrs. Southall, Mrs. Park and I are always there to are there if you need us. And yeah, hope you found this useful. Just to quickly go over, and you can pause if you wanted to skim over these, just those end of year 5 expectations, just those core things that we are working on over the course of the year that you might want to just reflect upon. And these are the key things that we're working with the children. So if you wanted to pause and have a read of those in more details, do so. But thank you ever so much for listening. Bye for now.